The globe. Shape of the Earth. The Earth is spherical in shape. However, it is not a perfect sphere. It is bulging at the middle and slightly flat at the top and the bottom. The region at the top of the Earth is the North Pole and at the bottom is the South Pole. Due to the spherical shape of the Earth, the pictures taken from space by satellites show only half of the Earth. The large size of the Earth makes it difficult for us to study it as a whole. Geographers have developed different tools to represent the Earth on a smaller scale and make its study simple. One of the important tools that we use for this purpose is a globe. The globe. A globe is a small model of the Earth. It shows the accurate shape and location of the continents, oceans and seas on a smaller scale. It also shows the shape and location of countries and important cities. There are some limitations in using a globe. A globe is difficult to carry around. Due to limited space, details of the places cannot be shown. Only one side of the globe can be seen at a time. To avoid these problems, we normally use maps instead of a globe. Latitudes. Latitudes are imaginary lines which encircle the Earth horizontally. These lines are parallel and equidistant from one another. Hence, these are also known as parallels. These are widest at the center of the Earth and narrowest at the poles. The line which divides the Earth exactly at the center is the longest. This line is known as the equator. It divides the Earth into two equal halves or hemispheres. The hemisphere above the equator is known as the northern hemisphere and the one below it is called southern hemisphere. Making latitudes. The equator is marked 0 degrees. The North Pole is 90 degrees north and the South Pole is 90 degrees south. From the equator to both the poles, there are 90 latitudes in each hemisphere. The degree of a latitude is followed by N for northern hemisphere and S for southern hemisphere. The latitude of a place tells you how far north or south a place is from the equator. For example, a place with a latitude of 45 degrees north is located in the northern hemisphere, midway between the equator and the North Pole. A place with a latitude of 70 degrees north is further north. Features of latitudes. All latitudes are complete circles except the North Pole and the South Pole, which are points. Latitudes run parallel to each other in the east-west direction. The length of the latitudes decreases as we move away from the equator towards the poles. Latitudes are located at an equal distance from each other. They neither join nor intersect one another. Important latitudes. Besides the equator, 0 degrees, North Pole, 90 degrees, and South Pole, 90 degrees, there are 4 other important latitudes. These are latitudes, degree, Tropic of Cancer 23½ degrees, and Tropic of Capricorn 23½ degrees, Arctic Circle 66½ degrees, Antarctic Circle 66½ degrees S. Longitudes. Longitudes are imaginary lines which encircle the Earth vertically. They run from North Pole to South Pole. Unlike latitudes, they all are of the same size. They intersect at the poles and widen on reaching the equator. These are also called as meridians. The longitude running through the Old Royal Observatory at Greenwich near London is marked 0 degrees. It is called the Greenwich Meridian or the Prime Meridian. There are 360 degrees of longitude, 180 degrees of longitude toward the east of the Prime Meridian and 180 degrees of longitude toward the west of the Prime Meridian. Any longitude which is to the east of the Prime Meridian will always be ahead of time of the Prime Meridian, and any longitude to the west will be behind the time to the Prime Meridian. The 180 degrees east and 180 degrees west longitudes meet and form a single line called the 180 degrees longitude or the International Date Line. The longitude of A Place tells you how much east or west of the Greenwich meridian the place is located. Features of longitudes. The lines of longitudes are semicircles that run from one pole to the other. They run in north-south direction. They are located farthest apart at the equator and meet at the poles. The latitudes and longitudes cut each other at right angles. Grid. The latitudes and longitudes intersect each other at right angles and form a network. This network is called a grid. The grid helps us in locating places. For example, if we want to locate Jaipur, we must know its latitude and longitude. The place where these two cross each other is Jaipur. Latitude and longitude of a point. The point P lies on the parallel of latitude at 50 north, 50 from the equator, and on the meridian at 60 west, 60 from the prime meridian. Its location is therefore lat. 50 n, long, 60 w.